Oh hi. The Republic of Malawi, the state in the region South Africa. According to other classifications, in the region East Africa or in Southeast Africa. In the south and the southeast borders on Mozambique. Border length minus 1498 km. In the west on Zambia. 847 km. In the north on Tanzania. 512 km. In the east, the border with Mozambique and Tanzania passes across the Lake Nyasa. During the colonial period, the country carried out first the name the British Central Africa N, then in 1907 was renamed into Nyasaland, country of Nyasa. From a gadronym of the Lake Nyasa and land, country. After declaration of independence in 1964, the country received the name Malawi, which, on the one hand, is other name of the Lake Nyasa, and with another, the ethnonym uniting group of the Bantuzichni people. The lower jaw of a hominin of Ecker PRPU 501 equals or 501. From Iraq in the north of Malawi, age of 2.5 million L. The N can be more closely connected with Australopithecines than with Homo. The fragment of the right lower bender of Ecker PRP -1106 from the bottom of the Lake Chiwando in Manaranda in the north of Malawi is dated age of 2.33 million L. N. Broader dating -2.7, 1.8 million L. N. In Malawi, remains of hominids and stone tools by age of 1 million years are found. The first people of modern type lived in vicinities of Lake Malawi about 50,000–60,000 years ago. The human remains dated about 800 years BB on anthropological characteristics are close to the modern population of the Horn of Africa. Remains from other place, they dated about 1500, are similar to modern Bushmen of tribes of an Akafal or Bat. Apparently, carriers of this culture created rock drawings to the south from Lilongwe Chenchurer's caves and Mafunzi. Later on the territory of Malawi, cattle farmers' bows migrate. Also in the territory of Malawi, archaeological sites of 250, 1100 of N, classified as cultures to Kapini, Nkopa, Lomba are found. The population of the Empire of Malawi N was able to process iron. The name Malawi means rays of light and could be connected with bright light from a set of the forge furnaces working at night. The dynasty was based by the people of Amarava at the end of the 15th century. The Amarav nowadays known as Siva, a word which could mean initially stranger, migrated in Malawi from the territory of the modern Republic of Congo, escaping from wars and diseases. Siva attacked the people of an Akafal which were living small family clans and not having the general army. Using the organized system of destructions which was used later in hunting for predatory animals, Siva destroyed the people of an Akafal. Over time, having captured the most part of the modern territory of Malawi and also a part of modern Mozambique and Zambia, the Empire of Malawi began with the territory on southwest coast of Lake Malawi. Kalonga or Karonga, governing from the capital in Mankamben, was a governor of the empire during her expansion. Before trade with Europeans, the economy of the Empire of Malawi, where nationality Siva governed, considerably depended on agriculture, where production of a millet and a sorghum prevailed. In those days her territory reached the coast of modern Mozambique. Portuguese reached this territory through Port to the Ont in the 16th century and made the first written reports on Malawi. They brought from South America here corn, which soon forced out a sorghum in a diet of residents of the country. Through coastal territories, nationality Siva received from Portuguese and Arabs ivory and iron in exchange for slaves who went to the Portuguese plantations in Mozambique or Brazil. Trade was promoted by the factor that nationality language Siva was widespread in all empire. The empire began to fall into decay at the beginning of the 18th century when wars between small military leaders and the growing slave trade weakened the central power of the empire. In 1859 Malawi was visited by David Livingstone. The British colonization of the territory present Malawi began with the middle of the 19th century. In 1891 Protectorate of Great Britain, the British Central Africa N. British Central Africa, renamed in 1907 into Nyasaland, is created. Constantly revolts broke out, the largest happened in 1915. As a result of the Great Depression 1929-1933 production of tea and tobacco was strongly reduced. In 1944 the first political organization of Africans, African Congress of Nyasaland, is created. In 1959 state of emergency in the country was imposed and the leader of liberation movement Hastings Banda is arrested. In September, the African Congress of Nyasaland is transformed to Party de Congress Malawi. In 1961 the new constitution under which Africans for the first time acquired suffrage was adopted. On February 1, 1963 Nyasaland is announced by the Self-Coping Territory. On July 6, 1964 independence of Malawi is declared. Hastings Banda became the head of state. The non-alignment course was officially proclaimed, but really Banda began to be guided by Great Britain, West Germany, the USA. Malawi was the only country on the African continent which officially had diplomatic relations with the racist mode of the Republic of South Africa. The politician Banda caused discontent of many politicians of Malawi, including his colleagues. In reply, Banda brought down on them repressions. In October 1964, amendments to the constitution which gave to Banda emergency powers in safety of the country were adopted. In February 1965 the armed revolt broke out, and in October 1967 an attempt of a coup was made. On July 6, 1966 the Dominion of Malawi was abolished, and the Republic of Malawi is proclaimed. Soon the Parliament declared Banda the lifelong president. In the next years the system of vessels which could pronounce death sentences was created. Banda became a dictator. The opposition cruelly was suppressed, the cult of personality of Banda was established. In the early 80s in the world market the prices of tea and tobacco fell, that provoked an economic crisis in the country. Positions of the regime of Banda were weakened. In the early 90s bloody collisions in Blantyre and Lilongwe began. Formation of opposition parties began. On May 17, 1994 multi-party elections which Bekele Muluzi, the candidate of the Integrated Democratic Front, won were held. Hastings Banda died on November 25, 1997 in Johannesburg at the age of 99. Probably, to him was 92 or 101 years and was buried in the homeland.
The arrangement of Malawi on the outskirts of the Precambrian African platform broken into horsts and grabens defines mainly mountain nature of a relief.
Plateus Shire, the Mulange Array. For minerals there are coal fields, iron ores, Climate of Malawi equatorial monsoonal with rainy summer. November, March, and in the dry winter. Average temperature of the warmest month. November. Fluctuates from 20 C in mountains up to 27 C on the coast of the Lake Nyasa. Malawi. Coldest. July. Respectively from 14 C to 19 C. At the height more than 2000 m temperature sometimes falls below 0 C, and tops become covered by snow. Rainfall from 750, 1000 m a year in valleys up to 2500 m in mountains.
The basis of internal water network is formed by the Lake Nyasa, which is stretched across the territory of Malawi on 560 km.
Except Malawi to the Lake Mozambique and Tanzania have an exit, but if the border between Malawi and Mozambique passes across the median line of the lake as it is accepted in world practice, then the border between Malawi and Tanzania was established after the agreement between the British and German empires in 1890 and passes across the coast of Tanzania, depriving of her an exit to the lake that is challenged by the Tanzanian side. From the Lake Nyasa the navigable Shire River, inflow of Zambezi, follows. Its rain maximum in the summer. The Shire River flows through the Lake Malombe. In the southeast, the large drainless saltish Lake Chilva. In a northern part of the country, the tropical seasonal damp forests with the expressed altitudinal zonality. In other territory, Kerafitni tropical forests, the Akatsievi savanna with baobabs and the park savanna with palm trees prevail. The gallery woods are widespread in valleys of the rivers. In areas lying higher than 1500 m mountain steppes. The fauna typical for savannas is presented by elephants, buffaloes, rhinoceroses, antelopes, zebras, giraffes, lions, leopards, cheetahs, jackals, hyenas, etc. The abundance of many large animals allocates marshy thickets of the Lake Chilva. The Lake Nyasa is rich with fish, especially tilapia. The tsetse fly, who is the carrier of the causative agent of a sleeping sickness, is widespread. Malawi, the Presidential Republic. The president is elected by the population for a period of 5 years. Parliament, the National Assembly. Structure -193 deputies are elected for 5 years. The main political parties. Following the results of elections in May 2009. The Democratic Progressive Party. DPP. -114 deputies. The Congress Malawi. MKE. Party -26 deputies. The Integrated Democratic Front. UDF. -17 deputies. In Parliament 4 more parties. On 1 deputy. And 32 independent deputies are represented. Malawi pursues non-alignment policy. At the Hastingabanda mode. From 1963 to 1994. I supported communications with the Republic of South Africa, Israel. There is a territorial dispute with Tanzania.
In the 1980th years of Malawi placed the anti-governmental Mozambican organization, Mozambican National Resistance, in the territory. The USA recognized Malawi in Day of Declaration of Independence on July 6, 1964.
Russia established diplomatic relations with Malawi on October 19, 1993. Population -16.7 million. Assessment of 2013. Increase in population -2.8%. Birth rate -41. 3 for 1,000. Fertility -5.5 births only women. Mortality -13.7 for 1,000. Infantile mortality -84 on 1,000 given rise. Average life expectancy -55.1 years. 2012. According to WHO, data of Malawi took the last place in the world on this indicator. Source. According to the same source, by 2016 life expectancy increased and made 64.2 years. Contamination: the human immunodeficiency virus. HIV. -11.9%. Assessment of 2007. Ethnic structure: group of the tribes of Malawi. Siva, Inyanza, Itumbuka, Imenganza, etc.
About 60% Makua.
Lam. About 20%, -13% Angan. Speaking generally on Chinyans.
-5% Nganda.
Nyakas. -2%, Ifaipa -1%, in the cities a small amount of Indians and British. Official language: English. National language: Chichaf. Chinyans. Owns 57% of the population. Religions: native cults of 50%, Christians of 40%, Muslims of 10%. Christians are presented by Presbyterians, Anglicans, Adventists, parishioners of the Assemblies of God, Catholics. Literacy: -76% of men, 50% of women. Assessment of 2003. Urban population -19%. Malawi is divided into 28 districts united in 3 provinces. Northern Province, Central Province, Southern Province. Natural resources: fertile lands, hydroenergy potential, deposits of uranium, coal, aren't developed. The economy of Malawi is based on agriculture -90% working, 35% of DDD and 90% of export income. DDD per capita -$253. The 183rd place in the world for 2013, according to the IMF. It is lower than the level of poverty, more than 50% of the population. Tobacco, sugar cane, cotton, tea, corn, potatoes, cassava, tapioca, sorghum are cultivated. Breed cows and goats. The industry: 20% of DDD. Processing of tobacco, tea, sugar.
For 2016, the volume of export of Malawi was $932 million.
Import -1.13 billion. Dollars negative balance of foreign trade app. 198 million. Dollars. Export tobacco. 59%. Gold, sugar, tea, bean and nuts, cotton, coffee, peanut. The main buyers, Belgium 13%, Germany 13%, the EU 9.5%, the USA 8%, Russia 7%, the Republic of South Africa 6.2%. Import, food, oil products and chemicals, consumer goods, cars and the equipment, including vehicles. The main suppliers, the Republic of South Africa 32%, China 20%, India 15%.
Mainly Russia from Malawi buys food products and agricultural raw materials. In 2016 the volume of import was 66,100,271.
Dollars, from most of which part is the share of tobacco. 65,715,771. Dollars, that is 99%. The traditional culture of Malawi includes traditions of the people living on this earth, including weaving of baskets and production of wooden masks.
The cuisine of Malawi includes a set of fish dishes, porridge from cornmeal of a shim, salad from tomatoes and onions of a kakamara.
Popular drink, a taben from the fermented corn, military sorghum. Music of Malawi combines lines of the African, British and American music. The anthem of Malawi was written by the local composer Michael Frederick Paul Soka. On coast of Lake Malawi the musical Lake of Stars festival is held. The international fame was gained by the writer Steve Kamombo and the first writer of the country of ballads, Gandhi.
The National Library Service Malawi manages 15 libraries in the country, including 4 in Lilongwe.
The education level is low. Many children of school age don't visit educational institutions. Located in an environment of the granite hills covered with the wood, occupying the territory 126.4 km. On the Sublime Plateau in the Malawi center, this area is allocated in all Central Africa with the highest concentration of rock drawings, which are distributed on 127 sites here. Authors of some of paintings of Shongoni were hunters-collectors Okva, Pygmies, who inhabited this area since late Stone Age.
Other drawings are executed by the people who were engaged in rural work Siva, whose ancestors lived here with the late Iron Age and which did paintings on rocks up to the 20th century. The symbolics of rock drawings, which is closely connected with a feminine, still has cultural value for Siva. Ceremonies and rituals are in these parts and until now held. The Lake Nyasa Park is located on the southernmost tip of the huge Lake Nyasa, surrounded with mountains and which is characterized by big depths and clear water.
Here hundreds of species of fish live, and practically all of them are endemic. The unique fish fauna of the Lake Nyasa, as well as bramblings of Galapagos Islands, is of great importance in terms of studying of evolution of life on Earth. The State Broadcasting Company, MPB, Malawi Broadcasting Corporation, Malawian Broadcasting Corporation, includes the TV channel of the same name and MPB Radio 1 and MPB Radio 2 radio stations. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.